Now what will it be? Death or exile?
Hello, welcome to the Film Exiles podcast. I'm here, my name's Chris, and I'm here with my friend Lupe.
Yes, sir.
And we are here to review or kind of give our little perspective on Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Hey, did you know that Godzilla, King of the Monsters is the third film in a budding cinematic universe?
Yeah, man, and the next one, the fourth one, is getting me quite excited after seeing this third one.
Yeah.
So the first one was Godzilla.
The second one was Kong Skull Island.
Right, but chronologically, Kong Skull Island was a prequel kind of thing.
Yes.
Right, and then now we've just seen Godzilla 2, and well, tell us what you thought of it.
I'm buzzing after seeing that film. Mm-hmm. Like, that was, when you talk about blockbuster, that was the definition of blockbuster. Yeah. It was epic, it was big, it had spectacle, it was exciting, but it also had, an emotional storyline. The B storyline was very emotional. It was about, family, and I think that did a really good job of giving variety to the sort of emotions that that the film invokes in you. What do you think?
Good. My expectations were surpassed. I really enjoyed Kong. I quite enjoyed the first Godzilla. So my expectations were not as high as most people's, but I really, really enjoyed this film. Less so on the human aspect, but at the end of the day, you're coming to see a monster movie, right? So you're coming to see the monsters, and you get a lot of monster, right? So absolutely no complaints. I think the story was well put together. The action was incredible. Mm-hmm. Visually, the film was brilliant, and I think we can go through some of the different aspects of the film, and we'll go back and forth and see
what's what. All right.
What's what. So
let me start with I really loved cinematography. Like, you're talking of monsters on a huge scale. These monsters, like, 300 feet, like 400 there. I mean, the scale is impossible. This is something that can be very difficult to shoot for a director, since you're talking about focusing on us little teeny human beings, and then at the same time also focusing on these massive monsters. And I think that Michael Dougherty, that's the director, this is his first blockbuster. He's come from doing smaller films. I think he did an amazing job. Like, I give him all the props. I can't remember who the cinematographer is in particular, but it's very, very, the visuals were very well directed by Michael Dougherty. Yeah. I think that's one of the standouts of the film. The special effects are 10 out of 10. Like, you're not gonna, ever ding this film for having, like, silly or...
No, and one thing I would add about the special effects is they were very accurate. So a lot of people will have seen Aquaman, and the underwater scenes are very pristine, very clean, very sharp. Whereas in reality, when you go underwater, anyone who has done snorkeling or anything like that will know, actually, the further you look underwater, the more misty it gets, the less you can see.
Visibility is not 100% underwater.
Exactly. And that is one of the aspects that in this film they did really, really accurately. So what you would expect to see in real life, it was very realistic. So under the water, when Godzilla's swimming underwater, you don't see everything murky. Clearly. It looks murky, it looks misty, and then explosions and flashes are very crisp on land.
And so, also when there are explosions and buildings from a lot of dust and particulates.
Yes, exactly. So I really love the physics and the visuals of this film. Yeah, absolutely. The cinematography was gorgeous, especially, you know, when you're usually recording something, you are underneath. If something is of a huge scale, the camera should be underneath looking up, and then it makes you feel small and makes the objects look massive. And especially with Godzilla and Mothra as well, where she appears from the clouds, wonderful. It made you feel really small. It made them feel amazingly massive, and incredible cinematography.
The acting, I don't. It's a spectacle film. It didn't really demand too much in terms of acting skill and really like theatrical performances. But I think Millie Bobby Brown.
You don't think Godzilla acted very well?
I think to be sincere, I think Godzilla might be up for an Oscar.
I think he did really well, man.
Lead performer in a film. But I think Millie Bobby Brown did an excellent job. She really did. Like, I think a lot of the characters were pretty one-dimensional, but Millie Bobby Brown, she was asked to do a lot, and she did a lot very well. Whether it was her, feeling angst, fear, happiness, that sort of like mysterious, bewildered, wonderful feeling. She went through the whole gamut of emotions, and she did it very well. Also, Vera Farmiga, I love that woman. As I say, and I'm going to keep on saying it every time she's in the film, creepy white lady energy. She brought it 100%. She's an amazing actress, but damn, she's creepy. Yeah. Even when she's like being nice and you're supposed to root for her, she just got that creepy white lady energy.
Well, my favorite acting performance was from Ken Watanabe.
Hey.
He was, for me, again...
Let them fight.
Yeah. For me, he was the star of the show in terms of with respect to the humans. I think he outacted every other actor.
Okay.
Especially there's one area, I won't go into spoilers, but there's one part of the film which is really, really gut-wrenching and emotional.
And he needed to hit that for the film to work. It could have been derailed from that point if he didn't.
Absolutely. He held it together, and he did a wonderful, wonderful job. In other aspects, I thought the score was
good, but it didn't really stand out to me. I'm not thinking like, I need to go listen to the score when I get back home.
Yeah, I think there was some parts of the film, especially towards the end, where the score kind of elevated a bit over the other parts of the film. So for most of the film,
in a negative way, you think?
No, I think in the end it actually was at its peak.
Okay.
It peaked at the end, which if you want to peak at the end. But I think it was a bit not underwhelming, but there was nothing. I didn't find anything special.
There is one thing that I think is special. Is that now one thing that's very difficult is that for films like this that are from previous era, whether they're from 70s or whatever, the theme music that's made for them is outdated. So it's very difficult to bring that to the present and have the music still relevant, to audiences. And they actually brought the classic Godzilla theme and they updated it, and it was badass. Well, it was like you guys, you really have to see, because one thing that I like that they're doing, and they've done with the past two Monster Universe movies, is that they've made the monsters heroes.
Yeah.
Hero shots, slow motion, they pose for the camera, the music, they have their own theme music. I thought that, because I heard the theme, I was like, oh my goodness, that's a classic theme. But, the instrumentation, they did a little bit to the melody just to update it and make it, current and make it now. And I thought that was like pretty cool.
Cool. So, what are the other aspects that we can talk
any
about?
Any negatives? I would say the only negative I could give, is maybe characters, sometimes dialogue was a bit, cheesy or cliched or that kind of thing. But I even think in those regards, the story, the way they made sense of our real world mythology and related it to the quote unquote Titans was really good. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I don't want to give it a score, but it's, for a blockbuster, to me, it's close to perfect.
Yeah,
it's not perfect, but close.
For me, wrapping up, it far surpassed my expectations. Like I said, I'm not a huge monster fan or a kaiju fan or anything like that. That's not what I grew up with or anything. So looking at it from an outsider's perspective, of the 3 monster films in this particular universe, this is probably my favorite.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
Probably my favorite one. So it far surpassed my expectations.
Yeah.
I'm overall delighted with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'd say if I was to rank them, just to wrap everything up, I'd actually say that the first one is my least favorite. Even though I like it, I actually do like it. I prefer it to you. You don't really like it that much. I actually do like it. Kong Skull Island, I like even more. And this one is like, so Godzilla versus Kong, which comes out next year, must be something.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Right, so that's our little review of Godzilla, King of the Monsters.